Have you ever been in sales or marketing, or are you in it now? If so, then you know all about the importance of building customer relationships. As I'm sure you remember, establishing and defining customer relationships is also one of the 9 building blocks of the business model canvas. I tried my hand at sales and marketing once. I can't say I was very good at it, but I did learn that so much of it truly is about building those relationships. I remember a consultant I hired once for a law firm I was at. He told me that what sustained him was a relationship he built with a major national client. He'd built relationships with some other clients over the years too, but it was the big fish that kept him going and the others who were just basically icing on the cake. Well, it's not usually one big client that does it for a business, but the sum total of many customers or clients. So how do you build a relationship, and then how do you make the most of it to gain a long-term customer? Some of this goes back to my lecture a couple of weeks ago on customer satisfaction, and the thoughts provided there will also apply here. Let's look at some steps. First, determine who you want or who you need to have as a customer. Research the industry and the companies you'll approach. Find the key contact at that company who's the one that will make the decision to use you. Learn about him or her. The internet's full of information, as is the company's website. Now, what I'm talking about here is learn about their business experience, learn the scope of responsibility they have, and learn the background of the company and their background with the company. I'm not talking about digging into any personal stuff, which is probably out there on the internet either, because if you do that right off the bat, they'll probably think you're creepy or you're stalking them, and you'll never get them as a client. Determine how your company can provide value to this potential customer. Write out a summary of what your company can do to help them, and have a 30-second summary of what your company does. If you get a chance to meet with a person, you'll not only know what you can do for his or her company, but you'll be able to talk about your product or service in a quick half-minute. That's called an elevator speech. It's what you design in case you happen to bump into somebody on an elevator and they ask you what you do. You can tell them all about it in 30 seconds. The next thing you need to do, of course, is make contact. That's always tough at first. Emails can be ignored. Letters end up in the trash can. Attempts at phone calls either die at the attack secretary's desk or go into the never-to-be-returned voicemail system. No thank you becomes the most dreaded set of words that you'll hear and being familiar with. Believe me, they can be worse, too. I once went to various businesses and dropped off small things for the person I needed to talk to for him or her and their staff. Something simple like donuts or Danish. I also left a brochure, always attempting to see the person directly. I offered to provide short seminars in the subject area of my business. I invited people to coffee or lunch. Patience is imperative. Eventually, it did pay off for me, but it took quite a bit of time and quite a bit of effort. Then comes that first meeting. A hard sell might prohibit an encore performance. Instead, talk about the person's business and what's going on in his or her industry. Show that you've done your homework and know that he or she's been at the company X number of years and has worked his or her way up to their current position. That is, you make it all about that person and his or her business. Then talk about your product or service and how it can provide value to the company. Once they agree to use you, deliver. Ensure that you understand exactly what they want. Recap any discussions, including the next steps, to ensure that you're both on the same page. Deliver what was requested on time, and follow up to ensure satisfaction. Once you've got a customer, make sure you keep them and grow their business. Have frequent contact with them. In person or on the phone is better than email, which could be overlooked or misunderstood. Email seems to have that tendency. As you get to know them, learn more about them personally. This is the time to do that. Send them things like holiday cards, birthday cards. Ask about family when they meet. Get to know what sports their kids are playing in so you can ask about it. In other words, build a relationship, a real relationship with this customer. And provide small rewards for working with you. Small gift cards, coupons periodically. Treat every client as the most important one. Everyone should feel that they're your favorite. Respond promptly when they reach out to you. Their call is the most important thing you need to handle when it comes. If they email you, respond right away. Acknowledge that you received it. If you can handle what they need to, right then, do it. If you don't have the answer or what they need, let them know that you'll need to research it, but that you'll get back to them as reasonably quickly as possible. If you can, give them a time frame, but if you do, be sure that you deliver on time. Always go the extra mile. If the customer needs something beyond what you normally provide, and you can provide it, stretch if you need to. However, if it's beyond your capabilities, don't agree to do it, only to fail. Happy clients with whom you've developed a solid relationship will stay your clients. As they grow, you'll get more business. If they work with others, they may bring you with them as their business partner. Remember that business model canvas? Business partners. They'll tell others about you and open new doors for you. Building customer relationships is essential to sustaining and growing your business. And remember, it is one of the 9 building blocks on the business model canvas.